Yo guys, what's up? So got some BT8 gameplay for you guys. I am playing BlackWarGreymon over on the right. This is a deck I'm super excited for. You see there I start off with the new Agumon. That's a black Digimon, but it can evolve on red level 2s. And then just going to play Marcus to end things off. My opponent over on the left is playing a purple deck that is indeed going to be Mastemon. So another really cool deck, a DNA Digivolution focus deck that tries to put up two ultimates to a yellow and a purple, and then fuse into the Mastemon. We're going to see a Gabumon Digivolved, a Gazimon played for 3, and then a Gatomon played for a cost of 5. And Gatomon is one of the centerpieces to the deck. You get to basically play her on play. You get to add any yellow and purple Digimon, so it's potentially a +2. You see there he added the Tapirmon plus the Mastemon because Mastemon's a dual color, so you can count it for either requirement. And not only that, but then during your turn you can Digivolve her into a Fallen Angel or Archangel like Lady Devimon slash Anjuamon, basically for a reduced cost of 1. So it's really powerful. You see there I'm just going to evolve the Greymon and play an Agumon, get some searches, and then put my opponent to 1. But he's most likely still going to be able to go into a Lady Devi or something similar. And not only that, but of course it also has the inherited end of turn. You can DNA Digivolve while like passing turn using that Digimon in your hand. So then we're just going to swing security, hit into a Nokia, but unfortunately not going to reveal any Agumons for me there. And he's going to play yet another Gatomon, putting me to 4 and taking the Lady Devimon here. So lots of Digimon on his field right now. I could definitely get rushed down if I'm not too careful. BlackWarGreymon is a deck that does require a little bit of setup, because you need to have both your Marcus, Nokia to get your pluses, and then as well as your BlackWarGreymon with the specific colors underneath. So I'm going to go Metal Greymon, which devolves something by 1 and then pop something 3,000 or lower. So I'm going to be able to get rid of the Gazimon. Probably going to want to swing over the Gabumon just to clear as many Digimon on the field as possible. But the problem is, the real big problem is the Gatomon. So instead I'm just going to activate the Dark Gaia Force for 8. Dark Gaia Force lets you delete X amount of Digimon, so that their play cost totals, I think it's 15 or something, but you basically get to wipe the board with that. You do need a red and black card on the field, but of course I've got the Metal Greymon to satisfy both requirements. So there I thought, yeah, I am putting him at a lot of memory. However, I am clearing 2 of his Gatomons, and the Mastemon deck is a little bit crippled if you do not have access to your Gatomon. Now, unfortunately, if you saw in my opponent's hand, he does actually have another one, so it's not really going to matter. In fact, I just gave him a lot of memory for him to just play a Gatomon, reveal 3, grab the Magna Angemon. We know he's got the Magna Angemon, Lady Devi, plus Masta, so he is fully set for a DNA Digivolution in his for his Mastemon. Now, I don't know why I was checking his deck there. I think I was just looking at the cards he revealed. Then we're just going to see the Lady Devimon Digivolve for a cost of 1, of course, being able to draw 2, discard 2 cards, and then he's going to discard the Magna Angemon, probably setting up for a Flame Hellscythe or something. Hard to play the Angemon, which on play gives something security attack -2, so he's going to stun the Agumon, and then end of turn, because of Gatomon, you can DNA Digivolve into the Mastemon. Mastemon on Digivolve, you get to put a yellow or purple Digimon card from your trash to your security stack, essentially recovering one, but then after that, you get to look at your security stack and play any level 5 or lower Digimon amongst those to your field. So the best play is usually to either play a Lucemon Chaos Mode or a Magna Angemon. You see there with the Lucemon on play, you do get to not only pop a Tamer off of Digimon slash Tamer off the Lucemon, but then of course off of the Mastemon effect as well. So Mastemon will pop the Metal Greymon since you played a level 5 Digimon, and then Lucemon will pop my Marcus. So really crazy value there. That is probably the ideal setup you want for the Mastemon deck, and you're not really even going neg off of security because you're recovering one and then playing one, so it breaks even. So it's a really crazy effect. It's very difficult to be able to come back from that, especially because Lucemon, unlike the yellow one, can actually be Digivolve on top of, so you can use him for another Mastemon in your following turn. I'm just going to Digivolve Greymon into Metal Greymon, play another Nokia, and then play the Searcher BT8 GT5 Agumon for a cost of 3, putting my opponent down to 3. He's going to promote his Gabumon, and at this point, he also has a lot of security pressure because now he's going to go into the Eismon, probably going to swing, draw some cards off of that. And then, of course, the Mastemon also does have the inherited from the Anjumon, which does allow you to get security attack +1. So, fortunately for me, we're going to hit another Nokia in security. No Agumons that I want to play. I think I had the +2000 promo Agumon, and then he's going to swing into security with the Lucemon. It's going to crash with the BlackWarGreymon because they are both 12,000. So that is a little bit of a ideal kind of defensive check for me. Not that I have any control over it, but luckily his Eismon didn't die and his Lucemon did die. And then we're going to Calling from Darkness pop the Eismon. So in this scenario, he's probably going to be able to get his resolve his Eismon effect regardless. So we're just going to play that for 1, pop it, and then probably grab back, yep, the Gatomon and the Gazimon. The Gatomon being a purple card is so disgusting, being able to recycle that with Calm from Darkness and getting its on-play effect again. And then, of course, since the Eismon was deleted, you get to draw 3, discard 2, and then resolve the Demi Meramon as well. I think the Gabumon there is the starter deck draw 1, trash 1 Gabumon, though I could be wrong. So we're just going to draw 3 cards, pitch a Taper, and probably any other unnecessary. And then we're going to discard the Eismon off of the inherited effect. Off of its effect where you discard off of the scatter mode, and then off of the inherited effect of the Lady Devimon, he'll get to pop one of my level 3 Digimon since we played the Calling from Darkness, and then of course Mastemon's effect will trigger as well since you played a Digimon via an effect, so being able to get rid of both of the Digimon on my side of the field. And then playing a TK Kari for a cost of 4. TK Kari is a pretty interesting tech choice. It does help you slow down the game a little bit, just so that you can get that extra memory and build up into your Mastemon, starting yourself with 5, possibly if you've got like a memory tamer as well as TK Kari. And then playing the Gatomon without passing turn is pretty cool. Regardless, we're going to go over and pass the turn for me. I'm going to bring out the Metal Greymon there from the breeding area, which is pretty strong. Unfortunately, though, it does have the threshold of 4,000 for its deletion effect, not 5,000. So it won't be able to delete the Eismon off of its effect, but I will go ahead and swing security anyways. He is 9,000, I believe, checking twice off of the Greymon inherited, and then drawing a card off of the Koromon. Now I'm going to suspend 3 of my Nokias to Digivolve BlackWarGreymon for a cost of 1, since it only has red Digimon in its sources. I will only be able to delete the Eismon there, but then since one of my opponent's Digimon was deleted, I'll be able to unsuspend the BlackWarGreymon. So a bit of a risky play there, but I don't think I had really any other choice. You probably got to go a little bit crazy when your back's to the wall. So now I'm going to swing again with the BlackWarGreymon, checking the 2 more security cards off of its attack, and then going into Blitz Omni, Digivolving for 4, unsuspending, and then swinging once again at the last remaining security card. And I felt pretty safe with the Blitz Omni because Mastemon is only 13,000. He does have a way to minus the Omnimon down to 13 as well, so he could crash if he used TK Kari, but honestly, I would take that trade. So I felt pretty safe, especially because I can protect myself with deletion effects as well. However, he's going to start out Digivolving with the Gazimon and then swinging its security. Now, he won't actually... he will actually check 2 cards because of the Anjumon inherited effect, but he won't actually need to delete my Omnimon because he's just going to be able to recover. Kind of annoying to deal with. Not only does this deck have crazy board removal, but you also have the ability to recover. We're going to Digivolve into Zwart Defeat for a cost of 3, popping one of the Nokias, and then hard playing a Magna Anjumon for a cost of 7, recovering 1, but at this point, because I don't have any red tamers, no way to go into a hybrid, no other Digimon on field, I most likely will not be able to kill my opponent this turn, or so we thought. There actually is a way in this build of BlackWarGreymon. I am playing with something like Chimeramon. So Chimeramon, because it is a DNA Digivolution Digimon, you can, if you DNA Digivolution summon it, you basically get to have effectively rush because the status conditions were reset. So it is possible here, if I was was able to, you know, swing Omnimon, check the last security, put 2 level 4s on field, and then go into Chimeramon and swing for game. Unfortunately, the order I did this was a little bit incorrect, and so you see that I starting with 7 memory. It's possible if I play like an Agumon for 3 and then Digivolve like a Greymon or something, but with the Nokias I could possibly get there, so we'll see. We'll attempt it. Okay, so we'll play the Agumon for 3, go down to 4, grab the Greymon, which was super lucky, and then now since I've got the Nokias and the Greymon, I can suspend it, make the cost 0, gain 1, go back to 5, but I did this in an incorrect order. I should have swung with the Omni first to play around the Flamed Hellscythe, but in actuality it wouldn't have mattered regardless, because even if I did play around it, not being able to, you know, protecting my Greymon from that play, he would still recover 1 and he would still be at another security, being able to basically get out of range of lethal. So unfortunately, not going to be able to win that one, but my opponent is going to start. I'm going to make him start. He's going to start with the Eismon in the breeding area. Perfect stack there, and then I'm going to start with my Agumon, Greymon, and then playing in Agumon for a cost of 3. We're going to hit into Metal Greymon in security, so the Eismon is going to die, of course, being able to draw 3 and then discard 2, draw 2, discard 1, draw 1, discard 1, so lots of value here. I think seeing Eismon pretty early on is really important in this deck, because its real only downside is just how inconsistent it can be. You definitely have a lot of consistency cards, such as Eismon and Gatomon as well, but a lot of the times if you draw into your higher level Digimon early on, you're not really able to do much. So we're going to start resolving our discards here, and then discarding Lady Devimon, and then drawing 1 off of the Demi-Meramon, and then pitching a Gabumon that we do not need. The Eismon will go to trash, and then most likely we're going to see something like a Memory Tamer played here for a cost of 4 possibly. We know he's got the Kari in his hand, but we're just actually going to go into the Gatomon. Then on play for a cost of 5, we'll reveal the top 3 and add a couple of cards to the hand there, leaving me with 2 memory. I'm just going to start by swinging into security, and of course the first check was an Omnimon's Ward Defeat. That is a very difficult card for BlackWarGreymon to be able to out, because you're a 1-stack deck. Being able to like get rid of the Omnimon's Ward will mean that he'll just delete your BlackWarGreymon. Your real only option here is the Blitz Omni to be able to do something like attack over it and then save yourself from the deletion effect, but at that point you're using so many resources just to out this one card. They probably already built up into Mastemon regardless. I could possibly draw into a Dark Gaia Force, but that's an 8 cost, and putting my opponent that much memory, we've seen before, will not result in like anything good. So we're just going to start by evolving that Gabumon, evolving Lady Devi, drawing 2, discarding 2, and he is actually playing the 1.5 Mastemon, which I do think is interesting. And then we're going to swing into security with the Zwart defeating a Greymon. It's a pretty safe swing. Like I said, you're really only fearing something like a Dark Gaia Force, but at that point you can't really even delete the Omnimon's Wart Defeat plus Lady Devi, because Omnimon's Wart Defeat is already like a 15 play cost, so you'll really only have to be able to choose one thing, and then I would lose my Agumon as well. So then we're just going to play the Magna Angemon for a cost of 7, recover 1, and then since we've got the Gatomon inherited underneath, we're going to see a pretty early Mastemon from the player on the left. So we're going to Digivolve Mastemon, of course, for a cost of 0 at the end of the turn, using its effect, putting a Digimon from the trash back onto the security stack. Probably will want to go with either the Lady Devi or the Angemon here. It's usually a good idea to just try to set up for your next DNA Digivolution, and then not only that, but regardless of whatever he plays, you'll be able to pop the Agumon. So we're just going to take the Lady Devi instead of the Angemon. Actually, depending on your hand, might have had another Magna Angemon in his hand or something, and then we're just going to put it on top of security, and then look through the security stack, and then play a Digimon from amongst those. So it's really, really good for not only being able to get the information about what is in your security stack, but then of course, maybe if there's something better like a Lucamon or a Magna Angemon in your security, you can immediately just play it. So we're just going to play the Lady Devimon, pop the Agumon, and putting me to, I believe, 6 memory there. So I do have the inherited effect of the Metal Greymon. That is probably one of your most powerful plays. Not only, but then of course I've got the BlackWarGreymon in my hand as well. So the inherited on the Metal Greymon actually lets you attack unsuspended Digimon if this Digimon's traits contain Dragonkin, which of of course, not only Black BlackWarGreymon contains, but all the regular Red WarGreymons as well. So we're just going to move out the Metal Greymon Digivolve into the Black WarGreymon. Unfortunately, won't be able to delete anything since he's got no tamers. We're going to swing at the Mastemon, draw a card off Koro. He is 14,000 because of the promo Agumon, and then we're going to delete the Mastemon in battle, unsuspend because of Black WarGreymon's effect, and therefore being able to dodge the Omnimon's War Defeat. So I'm still in this, going to just play a Agumon off of the Nokia here for a cost 3, putting my opponent down to 1, and then effectively being able to dodge the Zord Defeat is pretty good. And then I do believe I also have the blocker keyword from the Greymon there, but like I said, I probably won't want to block more than once, because I can block once, and then if my opponent's Digimon's deleted, I can just immediately unsuspend via the Black WarGreymon's effect. So we're actually just going to swing into security. I'm going to let that go through. Probably should have blocked there, to be honest, but it probably won't end up mattering. You guys will see it a little bit. We're just going to pass turn with the Eismon there for a cost of 2. And then we're just going to flip the Koromon and probably just start Digivolving. Like I said, unless I draw into the Blitz Omni, there's not really a lot I can do because of this War Defeat. We're just going to swing Security, check one card. It is going to be a Flamed Hellscythe. It's going to delete the Agumon and then play back most likely a Magna Angemon. Or if he wants to freeze up the Black WarGreymon, he could even play the Angemon to give it Security Tech -2. We're instead just going to see the Gatomon, which will then grab 2 more Gatomons off of its effect. Pretty broken if you ask me. So we're going to have the Black WarGreymon suspended, which is super unfortunate. I'm not sure if I had a way to unsuspend it. I might have like a Crimson Blaze or something in my hand to be able to delete something, but I am actually going to just play the Dark Gaia Force, delete the 2 Digimon over there, and then unsuspend via the Black WarGreymon's effect. Unfortunately, because he does have the Eismon effect, he's going to resolve that whole stack, so drawing probably like 6 cards, discarding some, so you can see his hand size is getting pretty crazy at this point. He's got the Eismon as well. The one of Eismon always seems to draw it, and is running a little bit thin on cards in the deck, but he has so much advantage, so many cards in his hand, as well as a lot of memory. I don't think there's a realistic way for me to come back from this one. So then we're just going to continue to draw more. Of course, discard the Eismon and a Gatomon we don't need, since we know he's got like 2 to 3 in hand. Probably doesn't want to excavate any more cards and risk decking out. Gonna discard a Kari that he doesn't need, which is pretty interesting. He hasn't really used the Memory Tamer at all in this game, and then discard an extra Mastemon. So then it's going to be his turn and start flipping the Digi-Egg, of course, and playing the Eismon off of the Scatter Mode's discard effect. And then we're just going to probably Digivolve into a Rookie here just to get an extra Digimon in play. We are at 7 memory, so it is entirely possible he could play Gatomon, evolve into a Lady Devi or an Andromon, hard play another one, go into Mastodon, but he can't at this point get rid of my Black WarGreymon without something like Chaos Degradation, which he's probably playing, or no, we know he's playing it. We saw it off of some of the excavates or the draws. We're going to hit a Crimson Blaze off of the security check there, and Crimson Blaze is a really powerful card against the Mastemon deck. Not only does it delete everything with 6,000 or lower, but now it protects me from, basically, he can still go into a Mastemon, but he won't be able to resolve the play effect where you look at your security, play something, and then, playing anything via an effect is not able to happen this turn. Now, unfortunately for me, he doesn't really need to do anything super fancy like that because of all the cards in his trash. He can actually just play a Lucemon straight up. Remember, Lucemon Chaos Mode on play, when you are playing it from your hand, you reduce the cost by 3 for every single card, or for every 10 cards in your trash. So if you have 10 in trash, it becomes an 11. If you have 20 in trash, it becomes -6, so it becomes an 8 cost. So we're just going to play that for an 8 cost, being able to then delete a Tamer or a level 6 or lower Digimon. So against the 1-stack deck like my deck, like Black WarGreymon, it is pretty detrimental to be able to just get rid of so much of my tempo and destroy my whole stack like that. Not to mention, I only do have 1 more security, and my opponent has 3 Digimon in play, so not really going to be able to do anything about that. Even if it is a Dark Gaia Force or a Crimson Blaze, he can easily play around that. So we're just going to Digivolve the Greymon and then Alterius mode for a cost of 3, and then of course reducing the Nokia, I believe, on the first Digivolution there. But like I said, at this point, even if I go into something like a BlackWarGreymon, he's got no tamers for me to be able to delete. I'm just going to start swinging. So swing into Metal Greymon, draw a card, and then hit into 2 rookies. Of course, he's got the Sec Attack +1 and is 10,000 currently. But we're probably just going to end things off with a rookie. And guys, that is going to be the game going to get a +2, by the way. The Agumon is really, really nice, being able to search not only a Greymon, but also a Dragonkin. So but the potential +2 off of that BlackWarGreymon plus like any of your other Greymon pieces is really nasty, but it's not really going to matter. We're just going to see him unsuspend and swing with his Digimon, unless he just wants to style on me. So we're just going to see a DNA Digivolution for the Mastemon. Definitely unnecessary, but why not? You might as well go out with a bang. So then we're just going to see the Mastemon's effect resolve, being able to put any of his purple or yellow Digimon from the trash to the top of his security stack. We see the Magna Angemon is going to be pulled out there and then put on to the security stack, and if there's possibly something like a Lucemon Chaos mode, that could be even more disgusting. But no, we're just going to play the Magna Angemon, play it, recover 1, and then pop the Alterius mode, and then just swing with the Mastemon there at security. Of course, last security is just going to be Nagamon, and then going to be able to swing for a game. So guys, that is going to be the game. Hopefully you guys enjoyed these decks going at it. I think the Mastemon deck is really crazy, but I promise the BlackWarGreymon has some potential as well, just a little bit slow to start and can really get difficult if you're dealing with a deck with a lot of board control. But guys, that's going to do it for this one. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.